Hey guys, just thought I'd come on here. This is going to be a tough video, but I got to make it. I wasn't planning on doing anything tonight, but something happened that forced my hand. So here we go, and this is not a fun story. You guys remember, if you've watched a lot of my videos, my bar stories about the bouncer that got mad at me because of something about he thought I like I said, it's so insane, where he had the cop tell me to leave, even though I'm not inside the place, I'm not even on the property of the club, and he has the cop tell me to go home. Of course, he can't do that, and he's harassed me before. Well, I had let that go, and if you guys remember back, this is way back in 2018 or 2019. It was 28. I'll have to go back and look. You remember the other bar that I got quote unquote kicked out of? If you remember, I got kicked out of there because I was filming up girls' dresses, all this nonsense and lies. And, the guy just threw me out for no reason. The video is online. I have the video online. I got it saved. It's on my account, my Zoloft Sucks account. But anyway, I got the date, so I know what the date is, everything. It was the night of it. But anyway, tonight, I was at the other bar, the one that I can go into, and it was oddly enough, it was a quiet night. Very quiet night. And I was, kind of bored, wasn't much going on, and there was hardly nobody in there. So I got bored and started to leave. I left and walked down to the bar that I always stand outside at and just look inside. Same bar. Now, I need to tell you the reasons why I didn't go in that bar and why I don't go in. Like I said, it's just such an unbelievable story. But let me tell you this of why I don't go inside the bar that I'm talking about. I don't go inside because, number one, they pat you down. And they just pat the guys down. Make sure they don't have weapons. I don't know what happened in there, but they had something in there one night. And they pat the guys down, making sure they don't have weapons. Never pat the girls down. They don't do anything to them because a girl couldn't sneak a weapon in her purse, or it's discrimination. I don't like that. But I've never said nothing to the bar. That's their bar. They can do what they want. Ain't nothing I can do about it. So I don't want to go get felt up. And plus, you guys know that I was not able to wear jeans because of my benzo withdrawal. Jeans make me very uncomfortable. It bothers my skin because I'm so sensitive. And so I wear sweatpants in the wintertime or when it's cold, and I wear shorts in the summer. And I wear sandals. As you guys know, I can't wear shoes because the benzo withdrawal, it affects my feet. Starts making my neuropathy pick up. Or at least it has mostly. I don't know how it does now, but it has for the longest time. So I can't wear jeans or sandals, so I either wear sandals and shorts or sandals and sweatpants depending on the temperature. Well, you can't go in there without sandals on. Excuse me. You cannot go in there without shoes on. Now, I'm clarifying this because I'm telling you why I don't go in there. And you can't go in there without jeans on. They say you can't go in with sweatpants on. I've seen them let people in, but I've also seen them deny people. Seems like they pick and choose who they want. It's their friends and their little pals. All this nonsense. You get where I'm going. And I told you this because this is going to set it up. That's why I don't go in. And why I didn't go in. Well, I'm standing outside one day. I just like to watch the girls go in and out. And the guy, that's what I mainly do. But I don't bother anybody. I very rarely talk to people. Some girls have talked to me. I've definitely had that. Not lately, because a lot of the same ones aren't going over there. But anyway, I'm standing there. Like I said, this guy's gave me a fit before, but I've always just let it go. He had the cop do that to me one night. He had a friend look over at me, and he's probably told all of his friends that I've harassed, but all this kind of lies, And I saw one of them look at me one night, and he's like, "Oh, there's that motherfucker." That's what he literally said. That's his words, not mine. And so they don't like me. Fair enough. They don't have to like me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm standing there, and one night I go, and I got closer to where this was a weeknight, not a weekend. And I'm standing there, it's warm weather, and he just kind of fires at me. He's standing outside, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to come in here or what?" And I just kind of, I shouldn't have smarted off at him. That was kind of a mistake I made, but I knew what he was doing. He was trying to be a douche because there was people standing out there, and I guess he thought he would intimidate me. He is a big guy. I can't deny that. I'm not a big guy, and I just was like, "No man, just calm down a little bit. I ain't bothering you. I'm just standing there looking." And that was kind of that. And this has been, that was months and months and months and months ago. That was like, dang, that was last year almost. Yeah, that was nearly last year. But tonight I'm standing there, bothering nobody. It's warm weather and I'm in my shorts. And there's another bouncer working there now. He's now not been there for any of this. And I'm sure he's lied to this new bouncer. Because he don't know me. He don't know anything about me. He's about my height, but he's well built. He's got muscles. And he started looking over in my direction, so I thought. But I wasn't sure. He could have been staring out into space. So I didn't judge him on that. I didn't know. But he was, and then one time I looked up, he was looking right at me. And I thought, with this intimidate, you know what I mean, the intimidate look. Now remember, I'm away from the business. I'm not even on their property. I'm at one of those little gazebo type things where you sit under it. And the reason I'm standing is there's no benches because they took all the benches out after COVID. Like I said, you have to know all this to know what's going on. So I'm standing there, and I look down, and I'm not paying attention. I'm not looking over at the bar area. Because, people can sit outside and girls can and all this kind of stuff. Well, I'm standing there, not paying attention. And then I look behind me because there's a pathway behind me. It's got the other side of the street and the crosswalk. And I look behind me. He's standing right behind me. And I'm like, because you got to remember, this is not his area. This is not part of the club. This is not part of the bar. This is away from it. Like 8-10 steps. This is not on their property at all. It's in the gazebo. And I thought, it shocked me at first because I'm like, what the heck's he doing here? And then I thought, yeah, he's trying to intimidate me. So now I know he's in on it too. And he's got his arms crossed, looking all tough. You know how they do. And I just turned around. I didn't say anything. I thought, I'm not going to say anything. And I turned back around and looked down at my phone. I cut my phone on and I just started looking at my phone. Which I was doing before the dipshit started doing what he was doing. I was actually doing something on my phone. So I looked down. Finally, he walks back over to the bar area. And I was going to let it go. He was going to walk back over standing at the thing when people are giving their IDs and everything. And I was going to let it go. Yeah, he's a piece of crap, but I thought, I just don't want to ride through. I don't feel like it. I'm going through enough. So I stand there and I'm just kind of looking around and I'm on my phone. All of a sudden, he comes walking over at me. Now, you got to remember, this is not on their property. I'm not at the fence or, anywhere right at the entrance. I'm not anywhere near where they're at. He comes walking over to me, and then this big black guy who's not even working there comes walking over. And he's like, "Hey man, I just want to know why you stand here all the time. What is it for you? Why do you do this?" And I'm like, it ain't none of his business. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm literally not. I never speak to anybody. I don't bother anyone. And I'm just standing there. And I said, "Why do you ask?" And I said, "Well, that's my business. I can stand here if I want." And that's fine. He was doing the whole creepy thing, all that crap. And I get it. Whatever he wants to think, he can think it. But I have the right to stand there. There's nothing he can do. I have the right to stand there. And I didn't say anything else. I was going to just play it calm. And then this black guy comes up and he's like, "You are creeping at something of the women." Now, there was hardly even any women standing out there. It was a quiet night tonight. Or, last night, and they're just going off on me, making up stuff, and he's sitting there saying, and then finally I just thought, well, if you're harassing me, do you want me to go inside? Because the reason I had not gone inside was because of that jerk. That jerky bouncer, the other one, is always there at the door, and I just didn't want to deal with him. I don't want to deal with him, have to show my ID and have that jerk pat me down. I didn't want that. And, I don't want to cause trouble, even though, it's his fault. But I didn't want to cause trouble. And so, I didn't go up there. And I looked at that stupid bouncer as they're being jerks, and I went, do you want me to go in there? I didn't want to go in, but I thought, that'll shut you up. Do you want me to go in? And he's like, oh, no, because you've already been kicked out of here from this bar. Well, I was never kicked out of that bar. Never. I quit going in there. I quit going in there right after COVID. When COVID happened, because I didn't want, to get sick. I didn't want Mom to, when I was worried about her getting the virus. That's why I quit going in there, because it's a very tight bar. There's not a lot of room in there, and that was why I didn't go in. So I called him out, and I said, no, I ain't. No, I haven't been kicked out of that bar. Nobody kicked me out. I was never asked to leave, or, of course, thrown out. Nothing like that ever happened. The other one, it did, when they told me to leave. But that bar there, no. Well, it found out the one that threw me out of the other bar, he's working there now. So apparently, he's lied to them and told them that I've been kicked out of there, which is an absolute lie. Now, they can all go screw themselves, because I've done nothing to anybody, never harassed anybody, never did nothing. And this is a lesson to you if you go to bars and clubs. Don't make any mistake that would give them any reason to throw you out. And the only mistake I did one time was when I was going through the withdrawal really bad, and I was at the bar, that I held up my camera just showing what the place looked like. Now, am I committing anything wrong? No. Is there a crime? No. Is there anything banning me from doing that? No. But it doesn't matter, because they can make up any stupid rule they want to. I didn't know all this. So I got kicked out that night. It's such a joke. They didn't like me. They didn't want me in there. But this was years ago. This was like 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. And, but him saying tonight, oh, I had been kicked out of that bar. And I looked right at him. I said, no, I haven't. I never got kicked out of that bar. The only one that ever happened to was that stupid Wildwood down there. So he's lying. And this black guy's like, yeah, if you even look at any of these women, man, and I was like, I can look and do whatever I want. And they said, well, I went like this. They said, well, it's being creepy. You know how they do. You're being creepy. And I went like this. Fair enough if that's what people think. I don't care what they think. But, I went, well, is being creepy a crime? Doesn't matter if being creepy is right or wrong. Is it a crime? You can smell like garbage. Having stinky odor is not a crime. They may throw you out of a restaurant, but once again, if you're not in the restaurant, you know what you know where I'm going with this. And I looked at him and I said, is being creepy a crime? And I love the guy. Well, yeah. And I go, what? Being creepy is a crime? Because that's a very subjective term. Anything could be judged creepy. You could say I'm creepy by the way I dress. Like a stupid, idea. And the black guy, he's smart enough. Now, this dude don't even work there. And he's a big guy. That's what they were doing. They were bullying me. And he was sitting there, yeah, man, if you even do anything to any of these women and they tell me, I'm going to come over and beat you in the ground. Now, I wish I had my camera on. But when things like that happen, you just kind of freeze up and you're in the moment, So I didn't have a camera. I didn't have any of that video. But I was thinking, you're threatening me. You don't even fucking work here, and you ain't a cop, so what the hell you got? You have nothing. And he goes, because I don't care, man, I'll go to jail. And I thought, because I'd send you there. Yeah, I'd send you to jail, for doing, I haven't done anything. Nothing wrong to nobody, and I'm not even on your property. So you have no leg to stand on. None. And I don't think many of the women have said I'm creepy. I don't buy it. I don't buy it because I've talked to some of them. Why would they come up and talk to me? And they're not coming up and smarting off or saying something sarcastic. They just walk up and say, like, hi, or hey. I've actually had that. He tried to lie and say that the white guy, nobody talks to you, dude. Nobody talks to you, dude. You know, just trying to insult me and put me down. You know, that's what they were trying to do. They're jealous. But I'm not going to go into all that right now. But, well, I guess maybe I should. They're jealous or envious. Because I think that not the bouncer that I was talking to tonight, but the other guy, I think his wife or girlfriend, whatever she is, I have no idea. I've never really talked to her at all. I think she finds me attractive. And it's driving him nuts. And he's envious, and he's jealous, and he's pissed. And it's like, you know, so you're going to try to commit a crime on me, which is exactly what they're doing. This is how men get punished. And everybody talk about, oh, the good-looking guys, they get away with everything. No, they don't. Good-looking guys get treated like shit. I have online from these stupid incels. And then here it is offline. So tonight, when I go back, because it'll be Saturday, I'm going back tonight, and I'm going to stand there again. And I'm going to take me a camera. Not a big one, just my cell phone, and I'm going to have it set to where I can record. And I'm going to record this. And if I have to, I'm going to call the cops on. I should have done it tonight. I should have called the cops. You know, I should have dialed 911 because they're right down there. You know, they'd have been there in like 2 seconds. And I would have stood there and done nothing. And, you know, I mean, you know, because I got to be protected. I mean, I basically was threatened, almost assaulted for nothing. For doing absolutely fucking nothing. And that just can't stand. I'm not letting that stand anymore. I've had it. I'm sick and tired of men losing their rights for no reason whatsoever. I don't care if they think I'm creepy or not. So what? Who cares? Hell, I'm just there because everybody knows how bad my life is. My life is not a nightmare right now. Hell, I'd just make it worse. I know I couldn't win a fight. Good Lord, I'd get killed. My body's so beat up. And, but I can't let this go. I can't let this go at all. And I'm going to have to tell Mom. I don't want to tell her, but if something does happen, I don't want it to happen, and I'm going to try to avoid it at every opportunity. But if something happens, she's got to know. You know, in case anybody calls. And I know what Mom's going to be, well, I'll run away. Leave. I can't do that anymore. This is wrong. It's garbage, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of men losing their rights because of the jealousies of other men. I'm sick and tired of it, man. I am fucking tired of it. And I'm just like Coach Red Pill made that video way back. And I thought I was over this crap. Like, I didn't think I was going to have to deal with this. I'm not hitting on women. Good Lord, man, if people knew how bad I felt the other day, they wouldn't even... But this is how pathetic men are and how evil men are and why I don't defend men anymore. I don't respect them. I have no use for them at all. I know every man's not like this, but a shit ton of them are. And it's just enough to fuck things up, as George Carlin used to say. It's not everybody, just enough to fuck things up. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to record them if they come near me. And I'm going to call the cops if anything, starts to get wild. I'm just going to dial 911 and say, you know what? They can think I'm creepy. They can think I'm weird. Fine. But am I breaking any laws? Nope. Then I'm standing right here. And I ain't going to get treated like that and get assaulted for no reason. Bunch of bullshit. And I'm sick of it. Men have to start fighting back. That's our rights, man, to assemble and be where we want to be. Our ancestors died for this. And to get it taken away by a bunch of stupid loser guys? Hell no. Fuck them. And fuck their damn parents. It's pathetic. Well, guys, that's all I got to say. I'm so pissed. Wish me luck. I'm going to get some rest now. I'm tired, and we'll see what happens, and you might see me tomorrow night. We'll see. Thanks, guys. Bye bye. I'm going to hit the 20-minute mark. There we go.